Hi, Farah. Lovely to have you here with us. Anita and Penny. Hi, Penny. Oh, beautiful, Sarah. Beautiful. Welcome, lovies. Oh, hi, Kelly. You know what? Oh, hi.
Teshua, right? Teshua?
Chua. Yeah. Oh, we're so looking forward to seeing you. And Kelly, yes, in July.
Right.
Oh, wonderful. And beloveds, if you would like, hi Anita, to, of course, we're in the new moon and the eclipse and everything now. So we would love for you at this new time of Bealtaine, the new moon, the eclipse season, please write your intentions into the box. We would love that. And maybe while everyone's writing their intentions, shall I share our video?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
maybe wait 1 or 2 more minutes. Is that okay? Just wait and we'll do the intention.
Perfect. That'd be lovely. Yeah.
Belt. Oh,
I'm eager. I'm eager. I'm like, woohoo. You're like, hold on, Amanda. Hold the horse.
I just want everybody to be able to see
I'm like
it.
confident again.
I think you got the fire going today.
I'm like seriously confident.
You definitely. Amazing.
Whoa.
No, whoa. Just keep it going. I like it. I'm gonna light the fire some more.
Woo! I'll take off. Be careful.
Oh, yes, you are in the energy. Okay, so I reclaim my divine feminine essence now. Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you, Sabrina. Oh, hello, beautiful goddesses. We've just requested that everybody put their intentions into the chat box. Share your intentions with us.
It's Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. Oh, hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Oh, so lovely.
Okay.
Sarah, my intention is to allow my creativity to flow through with honesty. Beautiful.
And Teshua, I intend to work on my book of lights and further my connection. Further my connection with my intuition.
Beautiful. And Michaela, hello. New moon intentions, peace and harmony in my family. Ease and grace for my art travels this month. And final completion of several projects we've been working on for months. Beautiful. Thank you.
It's a good time for all these intentions.
Oh, and it's a very powerful month for, there's going to be some big happenings for everybody.
Yes. So anyone else who would like to share some intentions, you're welcome to. Whatever you'd like to share with the group, it's always very powerful to claim what your intentions are, especially to really announce them for all, makes them even more powerful. So this is from Farah. Is it Farah?
Yeah.
My intention is to have peace on this earth and love for all.
Beautiful. Thank you. Peggy, I intend to live in my divinity with joy and peace. Beautiful. Thank you.
Kelly, my intention is to sink deeper into my true self as I prepare to travel to be with my sister and mother on Monday. Connected to true self as you go to family. That's very important.
Absolutely.
Sabrina, I reconsecrate my inner temple now.
Beautiful.
Pretty badass intention.
The power of words, right? And then I think the power of sharing sacred intention, when encircled together.
Yes, it's very powerful. Thank you, ladies. Well, anyone else who wants to share your intention, you're welcome to, and we'll just kind of read them as they come in. But why don't we get started? We're going to start out our circle today, sharing our video for Ireland with you. And this is just a little preview into our upcoming trip. Sometimes we run out of time at the end to play it, so we want to make sure we play it first to show you a little taste of our journey that's happening this summer. So take it away, Fire Priestess.
The magic of this land has been such a beautiful remembering. Not only the power of the group, I could really feel the intention behind the movement and the journey that we were taking on over the 7 days. The magic that's available here, the history that's so deep and prominent in this country, and the passion coming from the facilitators like Laura and Amanda that have just heard the call. This was just a really beautiful treat to be able to experience the nature and the elements and the sacred sites in the way that I did on this journey.
There's a level of caring and listening and intention and love and warmth that happens here in 1 week that has surpassed years of what I've experienced. The women here will touch your heart.
I know so many of us have a problem kind of being seen and being understood and really being truly, authentically heard. And to be with not only two beautiful priestesses who get that, but to be held in a tribe of women where absolutely every single woman is able to see, hear, and acknowledge. I mean, that's sort of the number one gift of it all.
Hi, I'm Laura.
And I'm Amanda.
And we want to invite you to join us for this year's Priestess Remembrance Retreat.
Come join us in the sacred lands that really does support you to re-remember and reconnect with the most beautiful parts of yourself.
And we would be honored to guide you on a journey home to remember the most vital and beautiful and sacred parts of yourself. And we do all of this within the sacred container of sisterhood. You'll be held in a group of women to support you and walk side by side to see you in your brilliance and beauty and to reflect it back to you.
Together we will drum and dance and bring joy with our connection to the earth and to each other.
We can't wait to see you in Ireland, sister.
We would love to see you come to Ireland.
We would love to have you join us.
So beautiful. I could feel the energy so potently right now. I finally bought my ticket. And now, since I bought my ticket, it's just a whole new energy of excitement.
It's here. It's happening.
Yes. What did you say on your message to me? Priestess has gone wild. Was that what you said?
It's. I think that's what I did say.
Yeah, we're feeling it. So I think we've all had a bit of cabin fever from the past few years, and we're ready for some travel and some excitement. And that's we went back and forth about 1,000 times on, should it happen this summer? Should it not? Are people ready to travel? Are we not? And wow, I think we're ready. We're definitely ready. And the goddesses are coming who are ready to travel with us and ready to join us for this really magnificent journey. So we're going to answer questions at the end, and we're going to share with you a little bit more. But what I can say, one of the things that I think is most powerful about that video in that beginning woman, Farron's testimonial, was how being there is like a remembrance. It's you know you're meant to be there. You can feel it. You know if you're supposed to go. There's no doubt. There might be some doubts about how to make it happen, but there's no doubt you know you're supposed to be there. And that means that something will happen for you there. There will be a remembrance. There will be a healing. There will be an awakening. There will be a deepening into yourself that for whatever reason, this land has an ability to unlock, unlike anywhere I've ever been to. And I've traveled a lot of places, and I'm so excited to bring this group's journey this year because I feel like we're just ready. We're so ready, and the land is ready to welcome us. The priestesses are ready to celebrate and to heal and to deepen into ourselves even more. And I can feel the potency of this year's trip, maybe even more than any of them, because it's so intentional. And we've through whatever fires have come our way, we've made this trip happen. We've made it happen. We've almost canceled it so many times because of COVID. And we did because of COVID in the beginning, a few times. And now here it is. So we know it's a very deeply intentional trip and journey. And if you have questions, we'll answer them at the end for anyone who would like to know more. Do you want to say anything about it, sister?
I think it was I think you just shared it so beautifully, but if you at all feel a soul calling, then just listen to that, because the power of all of us being together in circle at these powerful sites with the intention. I mean, it's just, it is otherworldly. We go into other worlds. So, and the healing and the light, it's so powerful. So if you feel the calling, just listen to that, and feel free to reach out to Laura or I with any questions, like of course on this call, but if you privately want to reach out to us, we would love to chat as well.
Amazing. And we've got a Rebecca Ray who attended last time. It was such an incredible journey. I wish I could join this year. She just had a brand new baby born, a grandbaby. She just had her grandbaby born.
Oh, congratulations.
Next time you can bring the grandbaby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh,
yes.
And Rebecca's, did you read that? I am reclaiming.
I'm reclaiming my divine feminine, divine masculine, and divine inner child.
So beautiful.
Yes.
Oh God, these intentions are so powerful. And Penny, hi beloved Penny. My intention is to connect more and more with divine energy and love. So beautiful. Thank you.
And Lua said, my intention is to release any blocks and self-limiting beliefs and make room to birth new creations.
I love that. And Michaela can't wait to go to Ireland. And I saw.
Okay. So the date, sorry, we forgot to say, the date is August 7th through 14th. It's 7 nights, 8 days, and there is a day break. And there's a break in the middle of it this time. We're doing this because so many people requested to have an integration day or a spa day or a travel and go into town day and do your own thing. So it's 8 days total, 7 nights, and 1 day in the middle is a free day and we're staying at a spa. So it's a really lovely day to do self-care and integrate, or you go on an adventure if you want to. So we go on several excursions. The whole thing is excursions that we do with you, but you might want to have a day to sit back and to rest, or you might want to do something exciting, and we'll help you with all of that, whatever it is you'd like to do. And yes, I'll put a link in here.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, well, thank you, beloveds. Thank you for joining, and thank you for sharing your intentions with us as well. I was just seeing, oh, hi, Liz. So many seeds planted over the past year are in bloom. My intention is to gracefully and joyfully flow with the bloom. So beautiful. Oh, well, welcome, lovies, to this powerful time of Bealtaine. Like, I just have to say that this is definitely my favorite time of year, because the potency, the fertility, the love, the desire, like the energy is so powerful. And especially like depending where you're living, but the going inwards, I mean, it has its power and is amazing. And the reflection, the dream, but then to come out at this time where that sovereignty is so prevalent in the land, and then we look to nature and we look at the fertility, all the sexual organs are there in the plants. I mean, and I forage daily right now because all the herbs and nettles and the cleavers, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like these amazing teas day and night. So it's just like the fertility and the magic is so alive, and so it's an incredible time of year. So, and the veils are thin, where this is exactly across from Samhain, around the Halloween time, and the veils are thin, and our ancestors, it's like when we honor this time, we are honoring all of our ancestors, like for thousands of years, that literally, like, really, they knew, like, I really believe we create a life that we don't need a holiday from, or that we don't have to, escape from or anything, right? But what they really believed at this time of Bealtaine, like literally for these 3 days, which starting, now over the next 3 to 4 days, literally what they used to just do is make love for 3 days, 4 days straight, and like anything went, and they would jump over bonfires, and they just let themselves be completely wild and free and no inhibitions. And it was just pure honoring of that inner passion and life and sensuality, and like that inner freedom that society puts so many things on us. And they're very wise, because they realize, like, we need an outlet for all of this beautiful energy within us, otherwise it comes out in ways that we don't want it to.
Mm-hmm.
What are you feeling about this time, Laura?
Oh, I just think nature is such a wonderful teacher for us. Like, for a lot of people who live in cooler areas of the world in the northern hemisphere right now, and it's like as soon as spring starts to really come out, we can feel it in our bodies. I mean, I live in San Diego, so we have warmth for most of the year, but we still have a change of seasons here. We still have what's growing in my garden now is much more abundant than was like a couple of months ago. And this feeling of life is coming back. And it's always just such a beautiful metaphor that no matter what times we go through, no matter what darkness, no matter what life changes, divorces, moving, changing jobs, whatever it is, where we go through these times of going within and darkness and challenge, that it always comes back to life. Life always is. It's almost like life thrives in the opportunities that give rest and give darkness. Life will thrive from that place. Life will grow, just like the winter rest that our plants got and our earth got. And then all of a sudden, here we have this time of year where everything comes back to life, and she never fails. Mother Nature never fails to deliver this incredible abundance of the season every year. I mean, sometimes we may have a late snow in the spring and we have a little bit longer, but it always comes. And I just think that we need to look no further than to nature for these metaphors for how to live and how to trust in the cycles of life over and over, continually rebirthing us and rebirthing us. And so this is the time of year where we get to look at, in what ways am I being rebirthed? And I mean, in what ways did I have a dark time of year, whatever it was, whether it was just its small refinements or whether it was a major dark night? What ways am I being able and asked to rebirth, to be reborn now into this new energy? And you have the ability to like ride on the waves of this fertility and abundance in your own life, and to make it your own. And how do you need it? How do you want to utilize it? Where can you celebrate and really like jump on the bandwagon of this incredible energy right now?
Really. And it is so potent. And it's like when we take that time to tune in and to listen and to just be. And I mean, like Laura said, we're constantly being guided, and it's the energy that she's giving us, it's like the light is here, the vibrancy is here, but we do have to take that time to pause and to connect. So, and it's not like, you're right, she's always here in her bounty at this time of year, but you haven't seen her rushing around to make it happen. She's just like, okay, I'm going to rest because that's what I need. And it's like us as women, we're about to be here at the new moon, the dark time of the month, but she still comes into her fullness. And so it's like honoring these cycles that we see within the moon, but within our bodies, within ourselves. And this is kind of, and it's interesting because here we are at Bealtaine, and here we are at this new moon, and now, we're having this eclipse, and this is the first of the 3 eclipses. So May is going to be a really powerful month because the other one comes in for the lunar eclipse for the full moon on the 16th. So, and then shortly after we have the other one. So it's like, hold on. Because there is shifts. These equinoxes or these eclipses bring up, they bring stuff up if stuff needs a shift. So, it's so much more powerful if we come into our own truth and we know our own truth. And then, the processes of life for our soul growth are so much more gentle.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, that's one of the gifts of the light being so bright in this time is that it highlights, right? That's what the full moon has the opportunity to amplify and highlight. And you might notice around that time that things get really amplified. Things that aren't working might get amplified for you, like relationship dynamics or work dynamics or home dynamics, whatever it is, they might actually get highlighted during this time. And you might think, gosh, I'm supposed to be having all this fun and it's supposed to be a time of celebration, but why is this crap coming up? Like Amanda just said, that's very intentional. It's like things get amplified when the energy is amplified. When the light is brighter, the things that are not of the light in your life, they're much more obvious. It's much more obvious in this time. So don't be afraid, just welcome it with curiosity. That's a really powerful tool to use, is curiosity versus judgment or criticism, or this is not supposed to be this way, but welcome whatever comes in the next month with this potent energy and the eclipses and this time of year. I invite you to use curiosity and see how that shifts how you relate to it. I wonder what this is about. I wonder what I'm supposed to do about it. I wonder what this is meant, what's meant for me in this. What is this here to teach me? When we approach things with curiosity over criticism, fear, and judgment, it changes everything. And that might be a good way to approach this month. Mm-hmm. Some curiosity and a little fire in your eyes.
And it's like divine flow, and transformation and shifts can happen in the energy of joy and pleasure. And speaking of pleasure, I mean, that's very much so what this time of Bealtaine is about. So it's like, what brings you pleasure? Like, have you really been connecting with your sensuality? Like, do you listen to what your soul, your body, your heart, your mind, your spirit, everything, your emotions are asking for? Do you dance? Do you move? Do you do sensual touch? Like this, she, our mother, Eru, goddess Eru, the land, she's inviting us to step into that. Look at her. She's like, here's all my beauty. And like, she's just radiant. So it's like, and that's our invitation here. So what is it that brings you pleasure? What is it that really allows you to step into that most sensual, wild, beautiful, full version of you? And go do it and have fun while you do it.
Yes. I mean, it could be as simple as taking a bubble bath and just like feeling your skin and just tapping more into your sensuality. In the work that I teach, a lot of it around archetypes, the lover archetype is this time of year. The lover is the energy of, it's not just about sexual energy with another person at all. A lover is a complete relationship with yourself too. It's your own, even just touching your skin and putting some lotion on and smelling the smell of like rose mist or rose spray. It's like sensuality can come in so many different ways. And it's not just sexuality. It's all connected, but it's not the only way that we experience this energy. Like if you don't have a partner, or if that's the case, it doesn't matter. You can be sensual, sexual. You can be in such fertility and abundance in your body, whether there's anyone else or not. It's about your energy with yourself. Your
Absolutely.
own love archetype within you.
Absolutely. And it's like the divine union of our inner masculine, our inner feminine, whether you want to say yin and yang, but it's like, merging and really having that balance so we can be that expression, that fullest expression, and have that union within ourselves and have that really, it's a Bealtaine is a big time of healing the mother wound as well. So it's like, you know, do the work. Always, you know, we show, I don't know, and I know you do, Laura, but like I show up every day with my practice, every day with my own clearing and whatever I need, my compassion practice, my journaling, whatever I need to process, you know, and that I think is a huge part of this, like just using the beautiful tools that you have to support yourself, and especially as we're talking about at this time of this eclipse season, and not to mention Mercury retrograde that we starting in a week or so too. So
All of it. It'd be a party.
So we'll do a gentle meditation just to really connect us in with these energies, and then we'll talk about some rituals. So I'm just going to invite everyone to, all of you beloveds, just to gently close your eyes and just bring your awareness internally. So when the external is so bright and expanding, it's even more important that we take that time to go to the internal, and it is the balance with the yin and the yang. So, you know, nature is inviting us outwards, brighter, longer days, but we still really want to, and that is, you know, the path of a goddess, of a priestess, to always be willing to go inwards and to check in and to feel in. So gently closing your eyes and just becoming connected with your breath, the rise and the fall of your breath. And we're just going to take some nice deep inhales, and we're going to inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to just inhale the energy all the way from the womb of the earth, from Eru. And we're going to inhale and just draw that, all of this beautiful Bealtaine energy that we've been talking about, and inhale it and just feel it rising up from within, and just inhale. It's a beautiful deep inhale, and just drawing that breath all the way up to your crown. And then just holding that breath and allowing that fire that is of this time to build. And then whenever you're ready, we're just going to exhale. Exhaling our breath all the way. And that's the yin, that's the letting go, and still the surrendering and the feeling into it, and the emptying, right? So we still want to empty and always be creating that space. So inhale, taking another deep inhale, drawing your breath up, all the way up to the crown of your head, and just holding your breath, and then exhaling. Beautiful. Just the exhale, the surrendering, the letting go. And then taking another deep inhale, just feel that energy rising up from within, rising up all the way up to your crown, feeling that light there, and then exhaling all the way out. And bringing your awareness to your womb area. And we're connecting with the cosmic womb, your energetic womb. And then we're going to just send an umbilical cord down to the womb of the earth. So we have this beautiful energy, because even though this is a time of sensuality and sexuality, like we wanted to come from this place, from this higher essence, you know, from source, from our higher selves. We want that energy to come in through there, in through our bodies, and exhale down into the earth. So we're just going to send our energy down through that umbilical cord. So our womb, our energetic womb, and that of the earth connect. And as we do that, we just feel, I'm going to invite you to really feel into the earth beneath you, the pulse of her. Feel into that energy. Can you feel how strong her pulse is right now? It's absolutely at its height of sovereignty. So can you feel that? And abundance and bounty and beauty and fertility and creation, that creation energy. It's happening all around. So I'm going to invite you just to send anything that you would like to release, anything that you feel that that can block from you stepping into that fullest, most beautiful expression of who you are, and just send that down into the vocal cord because she's always delighted to receive and compost any of those limiting beliefs, so you can just step in. And then we're just going to inhale, and we're just going to receive all of that energy from the earth, that rebirth, that emergence, that expansion, that life force. And just feel it entering in through your body, the base of your spine, where you absolutely know that abundance is there for you. You feel grounded, you feel connected, and your rhythm is in alignment with her rhythm. So just feel that flow as this energy enters, and then moving up to your second energy point and feeling that sensuality, knowing your beauty, knowing how beautiful you are inside and out. And as Laura was talking about, that acceptance of who you are, that creation, that creative energy that runs through you. And then moving up to your third energy point and feeling and connecting with your own sovereignty, that personal power, that light, that radiance of who you are. Just feel that beautiful energy flowing up to your heart. And of course, this is the time of fire and of love and of passion. And so it's feeling that merge within yourself of acceptance, of love, of forgiveness, of celebration of self. Celebrate yourself, honor yourself in all of your beauty and all of your glory right now in this moment of who you are right now, not thinking of any little changes or, if I was this, or right now, and celebrate this beautiful divine goddess that you are. Moving up to your throat, where you speak your truth from this loving, grounded, centered place. Moving up to your third eye, this beautiful energy just flowing up, where you have that ability to really deeply connect with the energy, connect with the other worlds. And moving up to your crown and feeling that deep divine connection with your highest self. Connect with her now. See her. Gaze into her eyes as she gazes into yours. And feel that unconditional love. I'm just inviting down this beautiful source energy straight from source and creating this beautiful blanket of white light all around us as we open this sacred circle together. One of love and joy and connection and vibrant health and vitality and abundance, and knowing your truth and standing in your truth. So as we evoke our sacred space, especially calling in the goddess of Bealtaine, goddess Maeve, the goddess of sovereignty and sensuality and personal power. And evoking our ancestors, those for the highest good from a heavenly realm, to be here with us as we honor them, celebrate them. And so it is. Thank you.
That was so beautiful. Thank you, love.
You lovey.
Oh, I just want to share how I was remembering thinking about how we would celebrate this time of year back where I grew up. You know, we didn't call it Bealtaine, but we called it May Day, right? And we had some of the same symbolism growing up. When I was in Kansas, we would do a maypole. I remember a maypole in my grade school.
Oh, I love that.
I know. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, the middle of Kansas was,
Yeah, that's amazing.
so but I looked up a maypole and it's so beautiful. I didn't know the symbology of it, that the pole represents like the phallic symbol of the man, the masculine, and the ring of flowers on the top represents the fertility of the feminine. And the pole together is the masculine, and with the circle of the feminine, very clear what that symbology is. And then all of the ropes and the string, the ribbons that hang down, is the divine dance of the masculine and feminine in creativity, in the act of creation. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. If you haven't, you should just go Google maypole celebration, or a maypole, and then watch how beautiful the dance is. And it's so symbolic of, in order to have fertility and creativity, you need masculine and feminine elements. It takes masculine and feminine to create new life. We are not able to do that completely on our own. We have to have a balance between the masculine and the feminine within ourselves. Really, I believe in order to birth new life within ourselves, in order to birth a project, there has to be some level of what we call traditionally masculine elements of discipline and linear thinking and making things happen and structure. And then there has to be this incredible like spontaneity and intuition of the feminine and receiving divine guidance, right? And this combination of the two is what births greatness. It's what births our gifts. Some of us are much more dominant in one than the other, right? Some women are very balanced in both. Some women are much more in their feminine and would love to just visualize and kind of think all day about what they would like to create, but the actual acts of like, discipline and structure are hard. And then there are other women who are so conditioned by masculine energy in our culture, because that is the dominant energy in our culture, that they're just always on and always pushing and always kind of like making things happen instead of resting and receiving the guidance. And so it's such a good time of year when we're talking about fertility and we're talking about creation and what it is that you're birthing and creating. It's such a good time of year to reflect on, where am I in that balance of my own inner masculine and feminine? Like, which parts of myself might need to be cultivated? Have I been pushing and pushing and pushing and like making things happen? And is it time to maybe take a step back and be in the receiving and the resting and the actually allowing something to happen versus forcing it to, right? That's very important when we're in the act of creation. We can't force, right? And equal parts, we can't just lay back and expect things to happen. I mean, sometimes that does work, I will say, but but I think it works better when it's in combination with these balanced aspects of ourselves. Again, what we call it in my work is the warrior goddess. Like, she represents our masculine, get things done, like badass, and to be able to be in touch with her and your lover archetype and the receptive and the intuitive wise woman within you, so that you can really channel and receive what is your highest and most beautiful creations that are meant to be birthed, and then put the foundation under them, put the work under them. So yeah, that's why I thought the maypole was such a beautiful example of that masculine and feminine dance and balance within ourselves. And the way to really bring this kind of thing home for us personally is like, what is it I want to birth and create right now in this time of fertility? And in order to do that, are my masculine and feminine aspects working together in order to make that happen, in order to really create from that balanced and whole place within us. Right. So that's one thought I had about this day. Another, do you want to add something to that, Amanda?
I love that. That was so beautiful. Did you see me? I was like, I love it. And, one exercise that I like to do a couple of times a year is I like to really examine, what my values are. And I love looking at that pie chart, because we're talking about the divine masculine and feminine within us and having that balance. And I love to look at that and just be like, okay, is my internal compass, like, is that in alignment with my outer world, my expression in the outer world? It's that kind of pie chart where it's like, okay, we got our family, we got our home, we got our romantic life, we have, our work, all of that. Was that your dog?
My little divine masculine counterpart there.
Yeah. But it's really like looking at it, is there an alignment, an inner and outer alignment here? And, some of them do more represent, but, I find a lot of gray areas because my work, our work, I would say, it's not really work. It's like, oh, great, we all get to hang out and honor and sell, spirit and the land, each other, it's like, is that really work? No. But it's like, and then that's actually what I do. Like tomorrow I'll be at a sacred site all day. And so then when I look at that chart, I'm like, okay, what is in balance? What's out of balance? And I just find it's really powerful, especially when there's like so much fire and external, and it's so young in the time of year that it's even more important that we do remember and we do take that time, as you say, to like restore and not just be, in that flow, that like, and I really agree with aligning ourselves versus this like hustle that really, and this busyness that is such, I really feel like globally, people are on, and we just need to like slow down and be with the land and be in nature and be in circle with each other, just like our ancestors knew, and I love that. And, the other side of the rituals are, it is the time of fire. So like over the next few days, light your candle, for us, it's very much so bonfires. And, what does the fire do? It has the ability to transmute energy, to burn away the old. But this was a powerful time where couples would jump over the bonfires as a way of kind of just realigning with each other, or they would run the cattle or any kind of the livestock through the two bonfires because they believed that would bring the fertility and the abundance. So a lot of the celebrations and honorings now are to do with the fire. So even if it's not a bonfire, even if it's sitting with a candle and just allowing the candle to be that flame, and the flame divination is a huge thing that from our ancestors. They'd look to the flame, and what were the colors in the flame? Was the flame dancing, or was it more still? What is the divination and the guidance in that? So it's really all around us, isn't it?
And that could be, I mean, even if you don't know how to do flame divination, you can just look at it and let the flame speak to you and trust whatever you get. Just look at the fire and say, what are you here to teach me? Right? Again, it's that curiosity that we don't have to have all the answers. We don't have to know the traditions or what we're supposed to do. Nobody knew what they were supposed to do when they first created these rituals. It came through their own intuition and inner guidance. And it can always be that for you too. Every ritual that we talk about originally came from someone channeling it from their own intuition and guidance from the divine, right? And that's where yours come from too. And these times where the energy is very potent, these different points on the wheel in the Celtic calendar, they all are like portals and gateways to your own divine guidance and your own ability to tap into that. And so the fire watching, like just watch the fire and ask what it's there to teach you. It can be so simple as that, right? It's like just ritualizing life is what makes it magic. It's what makes it speak to us when we ritualize these kind of monotonous everyday things that we do in our life, right? We make things more magical in these times and remember them and wake up to the magic that's around us all the time.
So be curious and inquire within yourselves. And, just when you sit in conversation, it's just, how are you? Just being with each other.
Yeah.
Being with ourselves.
Another way of connecting that I think is really special that I remember from my childhood around this time is that I used to, I don't know whether, I'm sure I learned this in school or something, but in my neighborhood, we'd make May baskets, May Day baskets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is a tradition in Ireland or not, but we would take a piece of construction paper, make it into a cone, and staple it or tape it. So it was like a very easy little basket. And then we would cut a strap of the construction paper to make it a basket, right? It was like a cone with a handle, and we would fill it with flowers. And from my mom's garden back in the back of our house, we would fill it with lilacs usually at this time, right? Lilacs are blooming in North America at this time. And we'd put chocolate and, just like a few little things that represented, now I know, represented spring, abundance, joy. And we would drop one on every neighbor's doorstep.
That's exactly it. That's it.
Yeah. Is that what you do there?
Well, it would be when the traditions like, any of the flowers, like the primroses and the dandelions, and we have, the yellow gorse, which is all over the place, and it's edible as well. And you just leave on the doorsteps, you bring them, drop them to the elderly, and it just brings all of that bounty and abundance into the home. And I love that no wonder you're so connected over here.
I knew I was a Celtic priestess way back then, but
lifetimes for sure. Anyway,
lifetimes for sure. But that's just another way. Like my children and I did it last year, and we did it during COVID when people were not connecting, and our neighbors, we're very close to all of our neighbors. So we went and we took them all little May Day baskets and put flowers from our garden, and we put the edible nasturtiums that are growing right now and put them in there and shared it with all of our neighbors. And it's another way of like abundance. It's another way of saying, I have enough, you have enough. I want to give you a gift to celebrate the abundance and share in the abundance. So it's such a good activity to do with children to celebrate this time and to celebrate abundance. So that's another suggested practice that you could just make this fun right now. You can make it fun with just a few simple. You can put anything in it, really anything at all that you feel represents abundance, fertility, and giving and connection between others.
And it's the power of intention. It's like, what is your intention? And the moment you decide, just to connect or to make this beautiful basket or to share it, you're just automatically connecting in with all those lineages and all these goddesses and that have come together over these thousands of years to honor this sacred time, knowing that it was. And again, it wasn't through calendars or watches or anything. They had GPSs. It was just like, we can feel it, and look at the land. It's all around us. It was just like Laura said, I love it. It was just these rituals, these ways of being were just their expression of what they were tapping into, that collective energy that is present at this time. So, and the goddess Maeve, I mentioned her, and so the goddess on every different point of the wheel. And of course, it's all goddesses of all, but Maeve in Ireland, she's the Irish goddess of sensuality and sovereignty and very much so the land. So, if you're really cultivating this energy, any of the fire goddesses anyway, and of course, Ireland, we've got Bridget and Anya and Grania. Who else would you say is very much so goddesses of this time?
What about Oestra? Isn't she the god Oestra? The goddess
of spring equinox as well. Yeah, she would be. Yeah, the fire coming on rebirth, definitely. Yeah. Trying to think of some of the Hindu goddesses as well, and even like Aphrodite and Kuan Yin is like that heart, that love energy as well. So celebrating all goddesses everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Which reminds me, I wanted to say this earlier, just talking about Ireland and goddess Eru, right, is the goddess of birth. I remember when we went on the tour of that gorgeous sacred site with what was the man's name who gave us the tour, who was like,
and Inishnock, which is amazing. Yes.
Right. So when we went there, and he said to us, which this like floored me, and I don't know why this has just stuck with me, that the goddess Eru, that actually Ireland is named after Eru, right? It's like Eru land. It's like, right, the Mother Earth goddess's land. Mm-hmm. And he said it's the only country in the world that is named after a goddess. Is that true?
A lot like that? Yeah. Well, I don't know if there is.
I can't even believe that. What does that say about what the potency, because a name is so important, right? Like what we name something actually really calls in that intention. And it's definitely one of the only, if it's not the only, it's one of the only countries in the world that is actually honoring the Earth Mother Goddess as claiming like, this is what this land is about. This is what this land stands for, is honoring the goddess, honoring the earth, honoring fertility. And that's why you feel it so much there, and why the traditions of the goddess, the traditions of the priestess have been so alive and well for thousands of years, because we actually, I mean, I know it wasn't named Ireland thousands of years ago, but it's always held that intention that this is a land where the fertility, where the goddess, where the green, right, where Mother Earth is
the heart chakra. I mean, you know, if you look at it, the chakra system, Ireland is right there at the heart, and it's all green. It's all green. A lot of yellow right now, but a lot of green.
I just think that's so beautiful. It just says so much about the land there and about what it stands for, and why we feel drawn to do this work there, why there's been thousands of years of lineages of priestesses who have gathered on the land to do exactly what we're talking about, to heal, to call in their power, to give to their communities, to live life really in the most balanced and beautiful way, connected to the sacred. This is what that land represents, is a way of life that honors that. And that's what we get to participate in and feel as if we're stepping back in time and creating the future from that place. So I think that's also just a special thing to know about Ireland in particular, and these traditions.
You're not in love with it over here at all, are you?
I don't really like it there, but I guess I'll come.
Chris, you are. And, you know, I think this might be a lovely opportunity to actually open up to any questions that anybody. Oh, hi, Sabrina. She's in Belgium. Lovely, lovely to have you here with us from Belgium. Oh, that message just popped up. So much like Hawaii, Michaela is saying. That's beautiful. So, lovies, does anybody have any questions? We would love to share and support. You know, if it's something that is speaking to you to join, but you're just like, oh, I wonder if, and you know, the beautiful thing is you just show up, and then the rest is kind of, it's all taken care of. You just get held in that sacred space, that kind of divine mother energy, you know, and we would love to.
Yes, and quite literally, like it's all everything's inclusive, right? I mean, like you get there, and then you don't. The only day you're on your own is the day you have a break, and you can choose to do whatever you want. But everything else,
the hotel is like an award-winning spa, and then the hotel is right on the beach, the Irish Sea, and then there's just a beautiful fairy forest trek just to get down onto the beach. So you can either hang out at the beach and the spa. Some people even choose to just spend half or a full day in bed. You know, it's just like whatever honors journaling, and you know, because the energies are very powerful, and they are like, it's intense as well. You know, we're in this powerful vortex of energy, but you know, a lot moves. And what I always say is, if you have an intention that you have set, you know, of what you would like to heal, to release, to step into, you will be fully supported into that, you know. So, and then that happens within a week. So, and we go to some of the most powerful sites in Ireland, and you know, all these sacred sites are built on the ley lines of energy. So these very powerful lines of energy, and they're built right on them. So when we come together on these sites that have heightened healing energies and power to them, like magic happens, you know. That's the beauty of it.
just typing in here we go. So both Amanda and I are there for
Kelly.
Yeah, sorry, I sent that earlier, but I accidentally only sent it to Amanda. Apologize.
Well, you did. Is that what happened?
Yeah, earlier I sent it accidentally just to you, the host.
They're like, link, please. Are you teasing us? Come, but we won't show you how to sign up.
Yeah, and it's a really nice size group, you know, it's a perfect size group, so that everybody really gets like such personal healing and attention on these trips. Like Amanda and I make sure that you all get personal attention and healing on these sites, you know, like we do sacred healing rituals, we do opportunities for sharing. Like it's you get a very beautiful group experience, but you also have your very own individual experience. And whatever you're walking through, whatever it is you're stepping into in your life or calling into your life, you get to have a very deep personal experience, both with the support of Amanda and I, and with the group of the women, and with your own connection to realizing how powerful you are on your own, how powerful you are in your own connection, that gets just blasted open on these experiences, because you just rarely get to have 8 days where that's the focus, where the focus is your spiritual work, your manifestation, your connection and sisterhood, and receiving that healing is just such an incredible gift. I feel like all women need this once a year at the very least, to have like a time to be with the priestesses and the goddesses and the sisters in your life. It's just such a transformative gift to have that. That's why we do circles and why we have, these experiences frequently, because we know the medicine that they hold for us as women.
Absolutely. And we'll be going to fairy forts and sacred ancient wells. We'll be going to caves and doing ceremony in all of these incredible stone circles. And like a lot of these places we go to are older than the pyramids in Egypt. So the energy that they hold is just, but it's like, you just kind of have to experience, because it's really hard to really put in words, I think. So.
And yet, like Farron said, it is a remembrance, right? It's like, you don't have to even put it into words, because once you get there and you're on that land and you're in this circle and you look around, it's like, I've been here before. I've done this before, whether it's a past life or it's in my own DNA and my own lineage. I have been here before, and women have gathered for thousands of years, up until like this very small blip in human history where we've started living in our own individual apartments and pods. But for thousands and thousands of years, women needed each other to survive. We needed to circle. We needed to come together to heal each other. We were the doctors. We were the medicine women. There was no hospital to go to give birth. That's just think about how recent in human history these phenomena are. They're so recent. On the blip of all of human history, there's this tiny little itty bitty scratch on the end that says women are not living together in tribes. We're going to hospitals to give birth. This is such a new phenomena. So when you go back to being in circle, or you take these trips and you go to sites where it's been happening for thousands of years, something in you knows it and remembers it, and it activates new codes within you that you can then utilize in your life now. Even if this is something that you experienced maybe many lifetimes ago, or maybe like 8 generations back in your lineage, it's alive in you now, and you get to activate it by doing this work.
Absolutely. And I see Michaela, sorry, I only just saw your question now, love, but which ley lines will you be on or near? Well, basically the ley lines connect with every, like, are you in Hawaii? Because the ley lines, they connect with all the sacred sites around the world. So for example, let's say when we're on Loch Crew, the major ley line runs through there, but that same ley line connects with the pyramids in Egypt. It connects with Machu Picchu in Peru. Like, and this is all mapped out. It, maps with the Temple of Heaven and in China. So when you stand on these ley lines at these powerful healing sovereign sites, you are connecting with all of those sacred sites and like all of the ancestors as well. So that's what makes it so profoundly powerful. And I love what Laura said, because I mean, even just being with you all here now, it's like, oh, just pure joy and pure celebration. And when women come together, the good hormones go up, the stress hormones go down. It's just like even the practical things of a group of women being together, how powerful that is, So
Thank you, Liz. Okay, Liz.
Thank you for joining us, Liz, love. Wonderful spending time with you too. Oh, this was amazing. Absolutely gorgeous.
Is there any other questions? Amanda and I have shared a lot. Is there any other questions anybody would like to ask? Anything at all? We have a couple more minutes. Every day was okay, Rebecca. You could share anything about your experience that you want to, Rebecca. Every day was magical. Yes, we agree.
I'm just seeing if anyone else.
Yeah, see if anybody else has anything to share or any questions. I know we've got several people on this call are joining us, right?
Thank you so much, Farah. Thank you for being here. Love this time so much. Thank you both. Trying to talk my sister into coming with me. Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be, to do it with your sister would be just incredible.
Absolutely. Oh, hi, Judith. And Judith is joining us. Hi, Judith. Oh, lovely to have you here. A little late, yeah, but you'll be at the retreat on time.
Yes.
And by the way, we will have a couple of calls. Like we'll definitely do a call in, June, just to kind of any details and stuff like that. And will you be collected from the airport? You'll be brought back to the airport, and it's
Yes.
yeah, all of that will be looked after. So, thank you for being here, Michaela. Thank you,
Michaela
love.
just signed up. She's joining us, so she'll be with us in Ireland.
That's beautiful.
Well, you would just hold on to any questions that you have, or not hold on to. Please share them with us. You can email either one of us. I'll put my email in right here, and I know that you probably have Amanda's from registering for this.
Yeah, exactly. So please ask away. We're here. We'd love to have you join us.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very sacred journey. So would you like to close our sacred space?
Sure. Yes, I'd love to. Okay. Okay, so just want to take a moment to close sacred space, although sacred space is always open. It is always available, always accessible, but we will create a close on our container here for this experience today. And I invite you, if it feels good for you, to put a hand on your heart or a hand on your solar plexus, anywhere you'd like. And just taking a moment to ground into that center that is you. Sometimes we might feel it's difficult to connect or find that part of us, but just placing your hands here on your body at your heart and your solar plexus can give you an actual somatic, visceral experience of your center. It's right here. I've got you. I'm right here. And holding yourself there in that center. And we'll just imagine as we close this pillar of light that is coming from the divine, from the heavens, from the universe, whatever you want to call it, from the infinite source of light and love. And just imagine yourself as a column, taking that down through all the chakras that Amanda activated in us in the beginning. Just imagine that light continuing to pour down through your entire being, connecting you all the way down to Mother Earth, to Goddess Eru, to the earth beneath us, and just see yourself as this pillar of light connecting heaven and earth. And imagine as we go forth today that you are that light, you are that fire. You can give birth and create in any way that your heart desires, and allowing that integration of self, masculine and feminine, to really do the dance inside you that it so desires to do, and whatever that looks like for you. And so imagining that pillar of light shining right down through our entire core from heaven to earth. And then where you have your hands on your heart or your solar plexus, you can imagine that light just starts to pour forth from your heart and shine into all of your intention, into all of these things that are giving birth to all your relationships in the world. Just imagining this overflowing, abundant fire and light that is of this time of year of Bealtaine, allowing that fire and light to pour forth and shine from all around you to all around you. And take a nice full deep breath, seeing all of your creations as possible and done in the mind of spirit. If you have thought of it, if you have dreamed it, it is possible, it is time. And we'll take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, just surrendering and letting it all turn over to the divine Mother, Father, God, and to the divine universe. Thank you so much for all your gifts. Thank you to our ancestors who supported us in our work today. Thank you to all of our angels and guides. Thank you to all of the beautiful goddesses who joined us. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Laura. That was beautiful. Thank you to all of you beloveds that were here with us. It was so gorgeous to honor Bealtaine and just be encircled together. So thank you everyone that joined and just honoring this special time together. And light a candle now over the next couple of days, or if any of these ceremonies and rituals that we discussed, like, let them weave into your life and share them in your community. So thank you, beloved. So wonderful being with you all.
There's one question from Judith, real quick. Judith left one here. She wants to know if she should get her shells in Ireland or bring them with her. because she's coming. So remember we told them to bring some seashells.
Yes, absolutely. I think it'd be nice to bring a couple, but I think you will definitely gather. We're right on the beach, so I think you'll definitely gather some. So maybe bring a couple that speak to you, and then I think you can definitely gather someone here. And if just there's any really special pieces that feel cool, like if there's a special crystal or anything, to create your own altar while you're here, feel free to bring any special pieces like that. And of course, bring your goddess gown, very importantly, or a few of them.
Yes, indeed. No matter what we're doing, you will see Amanda in her goddess gown. That's for sure.
Up the mountains. But a couple of you beloveds were asking about as well, like everything is accessible. And, I think the longest that we walk at any one time is about half a kilometer, which is about a third of a mile.
I think so. Yeah, that seems accurate. There is one time we do that it's quite uphill.
Yeah, up to La Cruz, but it's so worth it. And we all help each other, as well. Yeah.
Yes, we get behind each other and push each other up the hill. It's like a goddess train, just.
Or the magical chariot takes us up. So.
Yes, it's all very doable.
Or we ride a sheep. We can ride a sheep if we need to.
Or a horse.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely.
Bring your horse. Don't you have a horse?
Oh, well, so wonderful just being in sacred space. Sending so much love to everybody. And please feel free to reach out to Laura and I. Would be delighted to connect. Oh, Shlán go fóill. Gurb míle maithagais, Shlán leat agus gurb maithagais. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, sending lots of love. Bye, lovies. Thank you. Bye.